everyone, my name is Erin Paul, and in this video presentation I will tell you about how my culture influences my thinking and behaviour in my work environment. My nationality is Australian. To start this presentation off, firstly I will tell you a bit about my culture of being Australian. Australian culture is often perceived as very laid back and easygoing. My country has a unique type of humour. Much of this is from the way we communicate with one another. G'day is a common phrase used to greet someone, whether it is your friend or your boss. At my place of work, where I have been there for 6 months now, is at Humphrey's News Agency down in the Manly Corso. As Manly is a hotspot for tourists, there is no doubt that we get many people coming in from all over the world, such as places in America, Brazil, Japan, and China. My country's culture is shown to be egalitarian, meaning that everything and everyone is equal, and that they value the belief of a fair go. This is very true at my work, as we value giving international students with a visa a chance to work at Humphrey's. It is very interesting working and learning with them and watching how they communicate in the workplace. I will be using Hall's framework to describe my style of communication at my workplace. Australia is a low context culture, which means that we use explicit information to communicate, and the business setting is very direct and clear. Australian culture uses a lot of slang and humour when we communicate, so it may be difficult for a person from a country in a high context culture, such as Japan, Spain and the Middle East, to communicate with us, and they may find it difficult to understand if the sarcasm we used was meant or not. An example from my place of work was when we had Japanese exchange students come in to buy some souvenirs. I was trying to make a light-hearted conversation with them as they were very quiet, but I do not think they understand what I was implying, as Japan is a high context culture and use implicit information to communicate. Hofstede's insights will give me a good overview of the Australian culture in regards to other countries. Power distance is a dimension that is defined as the extent to which less powerful members of institutions and organisations within a country expect and accept that power is distributed unequally. Australia scores low in this section with a score of 38. This means that they value equal leadership and equal opportunities in organisations. Australia is more of a universalistic culture when it comes to Fons Trompier's 7 dimensions of culture. This means that Australians value rules over relationships. Judgments are likely to be done without regard to situational context in the workplace. An example from this in my workplace is how my boss's whole family works there, and he still assigns them the same number of shifts as most people working there, and doesn't value his relationship with them over the rules of the business. What I can learn from this and apply it in my future work and work that I am doing now is to improve my cultural noise towards people from a high context culture by talking more implicitly and not just jumping to conclusions that they know what you are talking about or the sarcastic joke you are intending to make. It is important that I take this into consideration when studying at ICMS, as I will have to adapt to other students' different cultural communication when doing group work with them and when communicating in a business meeting, now and in the future. Thank you very much for watching this presentation. I hope you enjoyed it and took in the key points that I mentioned earlier in the video. To summarise, my Australian culture greatly influences my thinking and behaviour in my work environment at Humphrey's and work in the future. It is a must that I ensure speaking implicitly when communicating with people from high context cultures. For instance, the Japanese exchange students that came into my work. And to prepare myself for the future when I will be dealing with people from lots of different cultures. Thank you very much for watching.